Hey, what's up, Patrick? This is a quick demo video for you for your Saber Blade Darksaber. Installed with a Proffie and a Goth Master Chassis. All right, so what you'll want to do to get to your chassis is first take out the screw. I do not have it in here just for the sake of saving some time, but if I can focus, it will be located in that hole right there. All right, so we'll first take that out. This switch plate is on magnets. It's held in with 2 magnets, so you just come over here and pull it out. All right, we'll put that off to the side. Now you're safe to go ahead and slide your handle off. And this is what your chassis looks like. So on this side, you've got a KR Sabers OLED screen. I'll light that up here for you in a second. All right, coming over here, you've got, of course, your crystal chamber. Now this does come out, and it's held in place with 2 magnets as well. If you can see them, a little bit hard to focus, but they're back here, not over here where my camera is focusing. All right, let's see if I can get it. You can kind of see them right there and there. All right, but we'll take that out. When we do, you can see your Proffie board right there. I'll go ahead and put this back in, but your Neopixel for your crystal is right there. All right, and then your crystal is actually glued into this piece. So we can just pop this back in. Really no need to ever take that out unless you want to access your board to change up some sound fonts. When you look up here, of course, this is your switch PCB that came with your Saber. So you'll notice that there's some Neopixel accents right there on the front switch. That's your power switch, and those light up. All right, and I programmed those independently. And then, of course, your auxiliary switch is back here. To hide some wires over here because you could still kind of see them, I went ahead and I put some automotive mesh right behind there. And then, of course, your kill switch is right here. If you look over this way, you've got a removable battery. Now, this has a leaf spring system in it, so the negative side of your battery will always go over here by your speaker. All right, it'll go over here by your speaker. And as you can see, I used a piece of brass tubing in here to hide the wires. I don't like showing any wires, and this was an open wire channel, so a piece of brass tube fit in there nice. And then you have a 28mm Smuggler's Outpost Elite speaker. All right, so let's throw a battery in this guy. I also installed your blade, which I have right here in front of me. I put the decals on it, put the LED strip in it. I also installed your blade plug. Your blade plug took some doing. So installing it was fine, but getting it to fit inside the Saber was a different beast. I did have to go through, grind the edges down a little bit, do some sanding and some buffing and a little bit of filing, but it does fit now. All right, so let's throw a battery in this guy. We'll come over here and we'll flip the power switch.
I yield.
Or the kill switch.
Yours. Oh no. It doesn't work that way.
So you can see your crystal pulsing, and then of course you've got my boot up. You can still see your crystal over here pulsing, and then your switch over here has a heartbeat. So heartbeat up here, pulsing on here, and they're all timed out. All right, so they don't kill your battery. This has the Dark V3 from Kyberphonic. It's the Beskar edition. Let me know if you want to keep that on there. I'll just have you go pay Jesse for that, and then I'll leave it on the Saber. I just thought it went really well with the Saber. All right, so if we want to turn it on, before we do the handle, just so you can see everything. So you got your OLED animation right there. Your crystal goes solid, but it does react to auxiliary. This reacts to auxiliary as well. And you've got twist off. All right, so when we want to put this back together, we'll first do the handle. Slide it on just like that. We can come over here and we can put our switch box on, our switch plate. This is your power switch, so make sure that goes in the front. That will fall right in line. We'll come over here and we'll put that screw in real quick, just so that we can do a proper demo of this guy. You want to tighten that down. Now it's all locked together, right? So we can come over here and hit power. And your switch got some nice illumination. Auxiliary's right in the back. we'll do a twist off. Now, when you go to put a blade in, you have 4 blade retention screws. You've got these 2 screws, or these 2 grub screws, and these 2 grub screws. You want to make sure that they're backed out, but don't back them out too much because they are super tiny. So if you do it too much, there's a good chance you might lose them. So just be mindful of that. All right. And then, of course, this blade goes in a certain way. So you can see how it's slanted right here. All right. And your emitter is slanted. So you match up those slants. I know it's obvious. I just want to say it, that it goes in that way. If you try to put it in the other way, it's not going to go. All right. So we'll go ahead and we'll put this in. You want to hold that blade down on the pins as you tighten your 4 blade retention screws up. I'm going to go ahead and tighten all 4. All right. I put in all 4 of your emitter windows. These guys right here. So I filed and sanded those and put them in. The only things I did not add to this saber were the greeblies that go here and here on each side. You have 2 different ones you can use depending on what kind of setup you want. Those are in your kit, and you can just decide and basically just pop them in and glue them in, and you're good to go. All right. So we've got our blade all locked in. We got some nice shine through. Got all those those decals on there for you. Blaster bolts just tapping. You're not going to see it very well on a white blade, and especially on camera, but you can hear it. Our blade lockup is holding the auxiliary button down and hitting the saber. And you can hear that blade lock up. So ignition again. Of course, you don't need to use twist off. You can just tap the switch again. And you've got that heartbeat there, right? This just says have the 1 sound font on it, but if you want to switch sound fonts, if you have multiple, of course, just hitting auxiliary.
The Darksaber. It belongs to you.
All right, we'll go ahead and twist that off and take the, we'll take this main blade out. And I'm just going to hold the, actually, I'm going to go ahead and put your blade plug in and show you that that's working. And then I'll just leave the blade plug in for when I ship it. I am serious about being very careful with these 4 screws. They are not very long at all. All right, but that is your blade. Here's your blade plug. So again, matching up the slant on that blade plug to the slant on your emitter, that's super important. All right, and I'll push this down and lock it in. Takes a little bit, but it's not bad. This is a really cool Darksaber. I don't have a Darksaber yet. I've been looking for one. I really do like the look of this. So we got your blade plug in, right? So I got the Neopixels in your blade plug as well. So you got nice shine through there and shine through here as well. And we'll go ahead and twist that off, and then we'll take this main screw out for your handle. All right, take that screw out, come over here and take our switch plate off. It is important to remember to take that switch plate off before attempting to slide your handle off. All right, but we'll slide our handle off, come over here and hit power. All right, and then we can turn it off from our kill switch right here. So that's working like it should. And then when you're done, the positive side of the battery is over here by your chamber. You can pop it out with your finger just like that. All right. But that is basically your Saber Bay Darksaber. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll get this out in the mail to you tomorrow. Thanks, man.